I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today, the Arakwal people of the Bundjalung Nation, and pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. Are you ready to win at the game of life? Well, throw out that rulebook and get down to the business of being the best and most authentic version of you. Welcome to the Human Design Podcast. We're changing the rules around success, abundance, purpose, love, and life, where we're creating a planet where everyone can thrive in a world that loves and supports each other. I'm your host, Emma Dunwoody, a qualified master coach, human design expert, podcaster, and entrepreneur that is living the life of my dreams, breaking all the rules while doing it, making a huge impact, and living my design and manifesting miracles on the daily. Join me as I break down and simplify everything you need to live in alignment with your human design, teach you how to recondition your unconscious mind for greatness, and to take back your power so you can manifest your heaven on earth and serve the rest of the planet at the same time. It's time to give up the fear and step into your highest potential, to reach for the stars, to know and live your greatness. It's what you deserve, and it's what the planet really needs from you. So buckle up and enjoy the ride. Hey everyone, and welcome to today's episode. On today's episode, I have two of my favorite humans that I'm finally getting to share with you. You hear me banging on about my PTs. Like, you must think by this stage there's like 7 of them, because there's Jazzy that works on our team, but Sami and Elle are the two that basically changed my world. I've been doing, going to the gym and doing classes and being as kind of like a fitness human for a really long time. In fact, it all started when I went through my mental health diagnosis. It was one of the first things that started to help me heal my mental health. And when I got here to Byron, the most weird serendipitous thing led me straight to this incredible human, Sami Mahoney, and her beautiful sister, Elle. So welcome, girls, to the podcast.
Thanks for having us, Em. And
thanks, Em.
Thanks for finding us. All those years ago.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I feel like working out with you guys is just as much fitness as it is like mental, spiritual, and emotional development. I just love it. And for all the listeners at home, Sami is a mental projector, a 1-4, and Elle is a self-directed projector, a 3-5 self-directed projector. So it's super cool because you guys have so much energy between the two of you. You kind of break this rule that projectors are like, need a nap every 5 seconds. And you guys are the polar opposite. But you also have, which is really cool, you have this electromagnetic, you guys don't need to know what this means. Most of my listeners will kind of get it, with the 19 and the 49. And this is an electromagnetic that, like in a relationship, they're attached at the hip. They just adore each other. And that is absolutely you two. So let's talk about how you actually got here. Like, how did you get to Peachy Fit? What was the catalyst to get you maybe out of a life that you weren't enjoying and into this journey to first and foremost create Peachy Fit together?
Yeah, good question. First of all, I'll clarify, I'm Sami and Elle. Most people get us a little bit confused. Not twins, but I like to call ourselves stunt doubles. Elle,
thin 1 and thin 2.
Yeah, Elle has been the best thing to ever happen to me since 1991. She's my little sis by 3 years, and I think exactly what you just mentioned, join at the hip, I can relate. I feel like we have always had that best friend, sister soul union connection that I truly feel like I landed, and then I just had to wait 3 years and say, yep, come on, come join me now. This is pretty cool down here. But Peachy Fit, so we grew up on the Northern Beaches and Central Coast. I got into uni, gallivanted, went traveling, went down the avenue of a little bit of corporate world, realized it wasn't for me, but probably the main catalyst for the connection to mind and body was growing up dancing. We danced with Lee Academy on the Central Coast, and it was the best thing our mum probably ever did, was put us into that. And then from there stemmed the connection and love for all things movement. Elle got into the fitness industry before me, and I actually followed her lead. Ellie's been in the fitness industry now 15 years.
Like half my life.
Over half her lifetime. And then all my travels led me to Byron Bay to join my friends. And then I got here 10 years ago, and there wasn't as much variety or option for fitness. And I just thought nobody is doing or giving what Ellie is doing and giving in Sydney. Went through a breakup, best thing to ever happen to me, because then she moved up to Byron, as you do, on her little soul cleansing launch journey. And from there, we had this idea that Peachy Fit would just be the combination of us both. People often ask why Peachy Fit, and I just pretty much respond with the fact that life is as peachy as you make it. And, you know, you can be peachy keen, and it's about finding your best you, you know, whether everyone's fitness, health, aesthetics is so different, but when you feel good, you radiate good. And it started off remote personal training in a Yaris full of kettlebells, hardly able to get up the hills.
And it was also in my shared house, you know, going around Byron Bay, but also in my garage in the shared house. Had 2 pieces of equipment. I just moved to Byron. I think I had like $200 to my name and said, I'm moving to Byron. I'm going to start my own business with my sister and call it Peachy Fit, and just launched. I think I had, yeah, as I said, Sami said, I'd been in the industry now over half my life, and leaving school and having that dancing background, I just knew I wanted to just help people. I needed to be on my feet because I have so much energy. I knew I could do the early starts, and just love having that one-on-one connection with people, face to face. And I feel like over the years being in this industry, it's getting less and less with technology. So I just feel like I can give that with one-on-one. Having the group fitness background as well, so doing all the group classes, bringing that energy and having that vibe, making 20 people at a time work out together and having those happy endorphins as they leave is, you know, the most rewarding job. But I just knew, being in the big gyms of having 5,500 members coming through, the gyms were 3 stories. It was amazing, great experience, but I just knew that I could launch and take that huge leap. And the fact that I could do it with my sister and my best friend, I'm like, everyone else can do it. Why can't we? And as soon as I moved up, I had my first client after living here for 2 weeks.
I was going to say 20 minutes.
20 minutes, me. Yeah, this one. And it's literally gone from, 2 pieces of equipment and client doing mobile PT to getting really popular and busy schedules. Sami came off maternity leave, and we leaped into then creating our own first studio in Byron. So our clients then came to us, so I wasn't on the road as much, and I didn't have kettlebells rolling in my car. And and honestly, it's just been incredible having clients like you, Em. You know, the universe is just drawing us the most incredible people, and we're just so grateful for all the lives that we're changing. And
you really do have some incredible people in there. Like, sometimes it blows my mind, like the people that you guys have attracted. And I think that what is so, especially from a human design perspective, I think the thing, you know, I've always had this thing, any gym I've ever joined, I do not understand the fat trainer. Okay. Don't understand why anyone would go to the fat trainer. Like, why would you do that? But plenty of people do. And I've been to so many, right? Yeah. I've been to so many places like that. And one of the first things that hit me was both of you are like super fit, and neither of you are constantly focused on how big or small your ass is. Like, it's this fitness from the inside out. And your gym, like, there's no comparison. There's no, there's no bitching. There's no moaning. Like, there's this amazing, every single time you're in the gym with someone else, there's a incredible conversation going on. And one of the other things that I can't remember how soon, it was pretty soon that I asked for your birth time to find out your design, because the way that you two can tell me, like, if I have a pain or a twinge or a something, like the level of your knowledge, the level of like knowing exactly what muscle it is, or, you know, which way you're moving, like, just blew my mind. And just seeing you two projectors in this environment, literally building people up from the inside out, was just, you know, it's always been so incredibly inspiring for me. I just love being a part of everything you guys put out.
Thank you, Emma.
Thanks, Sam.
Actually, that reminded me, the first time you walked up the stairs, you said, hi, I'm Emma. So come on in. And we did our usual mobility foam rolling session. And I do a little posture analysis initially to make sure, I can tailor the session specific to suit you. And at one point I said, I think we're just going to do bodyweight push-ups on the knees, toes, wherever you're at. I hate push-ups. And I said, we turn hate to dominate at Peachy Fit. And you were like, shit.
I know,
No way out
right?
now. How many push-ups are you doing on your toes now, Em?
Yeah, you know what? I actually try to do 3 every day just to get better and better at them because I've been, and I know it's in my head. I know it's not a body thing, and like working with you guys, my body's completely changed. I've always had kind of a rolled shoulders. My mum had very similar posture, and how much my back has straightened out over the last few years has just been incredible, which is just epic. Blows my mind how I don't know, just the work that you guys do is super powerful. Now, I want to bring everyone back. I'm going to go start at the beginning. And the beginning for me, as I kind of referred to in the beginning, was, I was always riding horses. So I was always super fit. I was on the swim team at school, all of those sort of things. But when I got diagnosed with depression and panic disorder, one of the first things I did was I started exercising more in a more formal way. And I was blown away at how much that started to improve my mental health. And being a manifesting generator, like I need to physically move my body a lot. But do you think do you think people actually make that correlation between physical health and well-being and their mental health and well-being?
Yeah, I definitely think that people, if they start to shift their body and start moving, I think in their mindset starts to change, and that's where the releasing, getting the body moving and flowing, it just naturally will have those happy endorphins kick in. And I think when it comes from, I've worked with so many clients that have gone through different journeys, whether it's grief, whether it's health, mental breakdowns, different things like that. It's just slowly easing into their exercise and doing the workouts that is with where the body's at. Like just being able to not push it too far. If you're feeling more emotional on one day, that you don't go straight into a hit session. It's just like, how does the body feel? How have you slept? How, like, as we know with grieving, it just comes in waves. It's just like, I'll just work with how my body's feeling. And I think that's just tapping in, to how you feel each day, and to see what type of workout we can do. And as trainers, when you come through that door, it's like, how are you? How are you feeling today? And being able to tailor, and yeah, we might have to switch and change a workout or plan for you, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to do anything. It can be a mobility session. It can be releasing those endorphins just with, a light strength session. It's just, I think that's where I've noticed a huge difference mentally with clients being able to train through it.
I feel like you guys are so good at reading it. I think that's the other thing. I always joke, and because you guys also train my eldest son, Coop, like Coop and I are always like, how do we, what I don't get is that you guys get me to do the hardest bloody things. You've always got a smile on your face. There's actually this one face that Sami pulls and I'm like, oh shit, she's got that face.
Smiling
and yeah, right. But it's like, you make the hard stuff easy. There's something that, and I think it's got something to do with the way that you can read a person's body or where they're at, where they're coming from. And maybe it is this, just going back to your human design, maybe it's just that simple, that you guys are just so good at reading the energy of the person in front of you and what they need and what they don't need. It's amazing how you've got me lifting heavy stuff, like much heavier than I've ever lifted before, but it's felt easier, and I never at any point have felt pushed or forced or, like that very masculine, like almost backed into a corner trying to do it. It's been in a way that almost feels easeful and graceful. And for me, it definitely gets much better results.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just connection to self too. And I feel like letting people know that the moment you feel that burn or you feel that little sense of this is getting hard, not to run shy from that, actually lean into that, because that's when change and strength is happening within the muscles. And I feel like as humans now, in the day and age that we're living in, we've got so much doing everything for us. Everything is easy. You know, we're not going out to fish and fed for ourselves. We've got Woolworths or Aldi down the road. So I feel like we do have to expel some of that energy. And in doing so, yes, you've got those happy endorphins. You're connecting back to yourself within the vessel you get to live in the skin you're in. You know, you can't trade in your body, but you can certainly upgrade it. And then I think then you sleep better. Then you make healthier, conscious choices. Then you walk out of that door smiling. And that's that peach you were talking about. All of a sudden, when you give to you, then the rest of the world can have you. You know, I feel like so many people we're so busy. Everyone is busy. But for a 1 hour walk, 1 hour workout is only 4% of your day. So I honestly tell people, I was like, if you can't show up for you for just that 4%, you know, what are you doing? You deserve that at least. And like Ellie said, sometimes it doesn't have to be all sweat, guns are blazing. Let's lift heavy every single time, because fitness is like that Nike tick. You know, it isn't that quick flick of the switch where most people will go to get their nails done or their hair done because you instantly get that gratification. Where fitness, it is that long-term consistency, which you are now reaping those results of, because that's a testament to you showing up, getting it done, no buts, no ifs or buts, like you want to be here for your PT session. So I feel like it's just finding something you enjoy that brings you joy and movement, connection to self.
And I just think, like, our clients now are just saying, like, this is, you know, and you could probably say the same, that it's like it becomes their happy hour. I tell clients that this is their happy hour. You know, this is what is going to make you feel good. And I just, you know, to have clients say that after they're leaving our doors is so incredible. But I also, going back with what you were saying, is we believe that you can do it. You know, most of the time it's the clients that have that block of like, I can't lift that. That's too heavy. That looks too big. You know,
that sounds like me.
Hey,
I made physically possible, Emma.
I made you do those.
Yeah, you can't make exactly right. Far out. Like every time I'm like, oh, that looks too heavy. You just both smile at with those beautiful smiles. I'm like, shit, you're not letting me out.
Like, yes, it is.
You're like, are these going over my head? I'm like, yes. We're going to do overhead kettlebell press. But yeah, I just feel like everyone, it's just amazing to feel like, and for me personally, nothing's impossible. You know, and I don't know my strengths yet. It can only get better and stronger. And if I keep showing up for myself, I can keep showing up for my clients. And, you know, in a day that whether I teach my 3 classes and, you know, have 6 PTs a day, having our online people logging in and doing their workouts, it's like my mission is to make, you know, if I can make 70 people move in one day, then like I can go to sleep happy. And I feel that I just want people to just have the healthiest versions of themselves. We only get one chance, and we have to keep that heart, you know, a good butt as well, but keep that keep that heart healthy. And yeah, like Sami said, you just radiate good then.
Yeah. You guys definitely do make the hard things easier. You know, whatever you do, you make it, it's not a drag. It's not, I was going to say it's not a challenge. That's bullshit. It is a challenge. But you do make it fun. You make it easier. And there's definitely things that I've achieved in the gym that I never would have thought I could have done before working with you guys. And it's very, I don't know, you just make it very effortless. Now I want to talk about, there's a lot of listeners out there who live really busy lives. You know, we've got a lot of people who potentially they're working in corporate, they're working this job, or they're building a business, or they're doing both. And they've, you know, a lot of them have got kids. And, you know, I remember hearing this excuse, especially when I was doing a lot of performance coaching. Oh, I don't have time for that. Oh, you know, I've got kids. I can't fit that in my day. And, you know, saying back then, like, it's a mindset thing. It's not about whether you can or you can't. It's whether you will or you won't. So I'd love to kind of go through the life stages. Number one, what are the challenges? You know, like if you're in your 20s, like really, are there any challenges to getting to the gym? And you know, what are you focusing on when you're in the gym? When you get to your 30s, like you've probably got kids, you're probably working. So what are the challenges? And then what should you be focusing on in the gym? And then let's look at the 40s and the 50s. Because I know for me, you know, right on the sort of, you know, I went through early menopause. I'm now on the cusp of 50. I'll be 50 next year. So I know that the way you train me is going to be different to the way that you train people that perhaps are in their 20s or 30s. So I'd love to just hear your wisdom on how do they get in the gym for each life stage? Like, what's their motivator? What's their challenge that they probably need to overcome? And what's their primary focus?
Yeah. I think being in the industry and being able to work with so many different ages, it's actually been my favourite, working with up to a 92-year-old that was a heart attack survivor to a 13-year-old that wanted to come to the gym because she wasn't very sporty at school. It's working with, like, I guess, teenage. It's just the awareness. I think when you're younger, you're not really sure what to do. You're either going with your friends and doing the wrong exercises or lifting too heavy too soon.
Absolutely
And
what Coop wanted to do.
with Coops,
That's why he's,
And I feel that the body is still growing. So it's just being aware of the age and focusing on, depending if they are into sports, working with like power and agility if they're soccer players or netballers, like working with where they're at in life, where they don't like exercising and they are just studying and reading all the time. It's just will be then core strength and posture. So I find that that's usually with the younger crew, and just building their strength and body awareness throughout your 20s. I think you're out partying, you've got the late nights, you're really working up. Your workout gets harder when it comes to a Friday, so you look good on the dance floor on the Saturday night. Look, sometimes it becomes just a social thing, and it's fun. It allows you to just have that awareness of still taking care of your body, because you might be drinking and doing other things as well. Going into the 30s is pretty important now. You're starting to see the changes in your body, like your metabolism isn't as working as much. The muscles, you're having to work on the muscles to sustain, the toning, and especially as a woman, through going through the hormonal stages, almost like I like to prepare the female body to get it strong and prepared for birth. So with most of my clients that don't have children yet, and that's me myself, is being able to get strong, get healthy, know my body. So, hopefully that one day that I can have the baby and have the clients then continue their training throughout their pregnancy, which has been the most amazing journey with most of my clients, is getting them prepared for the wedding, getting their bodies prepared for the babies, training them through their their pre-pregnancy, and then also having the journey of getting to know the body post-pregnancy, which has been an incredible journey to be able to do with Sami through both of her pregnancies. And my favourite one at the moment, Em, is the pre-menopause. It's something that hasn't had much word about, and
no one talks about freaking
no one
menopause,
talks about it, and
it's just a freak out,
it
it's
is,
a total
because
mind fuck. Let's be honest.
And you know what? And I'm so glad I'm learning from you guys. I'm learning from my clients as well. We're all learning together. But I think of just being able to get to know the new body, because you've had to adjust the body post babies, but then adjusting the pre-menopause of the different there's 38 different symptoms that you get with pre-menopause,
like a lucky dip,
and one of them is losing the arches of your feet, so all of a sudden you lose your balance. Like, that's just one. And I feel to be able to train the female body, mainly they've done the research of doing the weight training, is most important. And the older we get, the harder it is to maintain that muscle. So I say to the people in the 20s and in the 30s, do the training now for your future self. And like you, Em, just staying consistent and doing that weight training is only going to help you through the pre and post menopause.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think I even just said to you the other day, Sami, like, I'm so grateful that I've maintained my fitness all the way through, because the only thing I've found changed, that's significantly changed as I've got older, is how quickly I get my fitness back. So being away for a month, even though I was doing stretching and I went to the gym a few times and I'd take the stairs, so I'd do things like that. But the difference, like the first session back, the second session back, like I'm back in the gym with you in the morning, Ellie. I'm like, far out.
Yes.
I've been feeling my first 2 sessions this week.
Yeah.
This week.
Yeah.
So like that just like, God, that's the only thing I have to deal with. I'm so grateful that I've maintained this the whole way through. And, and I'm super grateful for the last, few years working with you guys, like just building up that strength, building up those muscles so that it is the best case scenario as I age. Because I do intend on being here a really freaking long time.
Please do. World needs more of what you got.
You're not going anywhere. But by the way, you do not look your age. You still look 21. And now your posture just matches your personality.
Yeah.
I just love it. Do you know how many times I see a photo of me from the back now and I'm like, oh my God, that's me. Cooper feels so much more confident from straightening his back up. And it's really interesting. Oscar just said the other day, it's like, Mum, someone said something about my posture. And I'm like, I'll ask the girls what you can do at home.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we just got to give some credit to our bodies. Yeah. It is just so phenomenal, and there's all sorts of systems going on, and we are not consciously even thinking about it. I think we're born to walk and talk and breathe and see, and we just expect that that's just the way it is. And then I think for some reason, not that I've ever had that taken from me, but the moment you nurture that and give love into that, then your body does reward you. You're not sick. You bounce back from injury. You're preventing injury anyway. And that's what Ellie said. We just want everyone to have longevity. We say it all the time. The workout you're doing now, your 92-year-old self's going to thank you. Even though you don't think about that person often, it all adds up. And everyone often asks Ellie and I, what the hell are you girls training for? Like we're at Strong Hour, the Pilates studio. We're at Peachy Fit. We're going for runs up the lighthouse, and everyone's what are you guys always doing? We just say for life. Yeah. We just for life. You've got that energy. We got that zest for it, and we're just so grateful.
It's such a privilege.
Yeah.
I'm honoured, and I can't wait to I get to train everyone, and I just cannot wait to train myself because I see how good you guys feel. To give that to myself, it's just you wake up and I get to move my body and see what it does. It just fascinates me, and that's where this job's rewarding. But at the same time, nothing makes you feel good unless you move your body. I can be in a $20 dress and radiate and feel strong and look amazing. Stuff the $200 dress. I'd rather spend the money on fitness.
Yeah, exactly. Ellie and I have a saying though too. When everyone gets hangry. If you're hungry, you can't fight. We get traingry. If we haven't trained or someone's in our way or so, oh, can I book in with you? You're like, but I just need to get my training session in first and then I'll be good.
We did a training session before we did this podcast with you.
I love it. So has it taken, you guys talk and sound like it's been easy. It's just been easy for your level of commitment. And, your level of commitment to fitness and your own training is pretty freaking epic. It's not normal. And I know for you, Sami, you've got 2 young kids. So, how's that journey been actually staying committed to you? It must have been freaking challenging at some point. I know for me, juggling young children and fitness and work and all the other things was crazy, but I knew that, I knew what made me feel good. So I had this crazy determination. But tell us a bit about that for you. Because again, I'm sure there's a lot of mums out there that they're still totally prioritizing the kids and not themselves. So how do you actually break that conditioned habit that we're all taught to do and actually prioritize your own health and well-being?
Yeah, well, just firstly, other mamas, I get it. I feel you. But the first thing that sticks out to me is don't let them be that excuse. Don't let your little ones be that distraction or pull away. I call it zombie mode. I have been in zombie mode for almost 6 years now, but they are my motivators. If anything, these 2 little things, I want to be that fit, healthy mum that has the energy to go surfing with them, take them on the bike rides, hold one in each hip to run across the hot sand. I'm that mum. And for me, that is love. That's all I've got. From when Cash was 6 weeks old, I think I just started to do my own little workouts at home. Also not apply pressure. So, you have to surrender to the experience of pregnancy and birthing. You never know what you're going to be left with after
and
that.
no one tells you that you're going to be
you've
incontinent
been
once you've
pulled
had a
in.
baby, by the way.
Inside out. And you kind of just got to piece that all together. And you've got to get to know this whole new version of you now as a mum. But they were in this little bouncer. And again, I wasn't upset, angry, disappointed. I just loved every new change because that is part of my now chemical makeup and being into motherhood. And I honoured that by having him in the little bouncer, even if it was just 5 squats, 2 push-ups, and then 4 rounds, just something. It's also really important too because you go into motherhood, all of a sudden you've got these heavy milk jugs and everything, you're leaning forward to get the child in and out of the car, in and out of the car. I had the bubs in the carrier and I'm walking up the lighthouse. So you've got to activate your lats and upper back so that it's a lot of hunching, rounding forward. You're holding something all of a sudden all the time. Then you've got it on one side of the hip. I'm left-handed, so I'm always holding them on the left. All of these little insynchronicities can really add up. And I really did find through my pregnancy, postpartum, bouncing back, all the rest of it, it was a dream. And it let me focus on being mum more because I was actually confident in myself. Yes, I looked different. I felt different. Again, zombie mode, all the things that come with motherhood. It's definitely no little magic trick that's up my little peachy pocket that can eradicate all reality. But it is just, again, just honoring self and then knowing that even if I just work up a sweat for 15 minutes, I can handle that little cry that little bit more. I feel like we've just got the grit, maybe through life experience, maybe through passion. But when you do hard, you can handle hard. And I think that on so many facets. So, pushing the pram, only getting heavier. Ellie and I used to fight over who was going to push the pram up the hill at Lennox Head. Because the babies were getting heavier and it was getting harder. And Ellie's like, I want to turn. I'm like, no, my Peach has to catch up to yours now. So
sled push with the pram.
So maybe we are the weirdos that love it a little bit too much.
Now Sami has the little one. Doing like writing on his like calendar at the school, and just I think calendar March was, in Pilates doing push-ups, and it's just they've grown up now to know that they're moving their bodies, and we've created a space where they come in and they love coming to Peachy Fit, and they put their Peachy Fit shirts on, and
it's an obstacle course.
It's an obstacle course. They're actually getting really strong and really fit. So
little weapons.
Yeah, it's so cute. Well, mini-me's, huh? Little weapons because you're big weapons. Hey, I'm curious because you guys have not only got Peachy Fit, you've branched out into this epic freaking thing that is taking on the Strong franchise here in Byron Bay. I've done Strong quite a bit. It's freaking hard, but far out people, it's like, like people rave about it. They're just so addicted to it. So what is Strong? Like, tell us a bit about Strong.
Strong is the best thing to ever hit the world, I feel, because it is low impact, first of all. So all of a sudden you're nurturing and honouring those bodies. It doesn't matter what fitness level you are. It doesn't matter what gender you are. You can go your own pace by adjusting the resistance on the springs. So it's Pilates inspired, but also cardio infused. There's a rower, or some studios have a bike that's attached to the other end. So you've got your Pilates block. Then we might go over to what we call the erg side, because it's an ergometer that measures your effort. And then we might be there for 3 minutes on a custom list. So you're trying to get 8 calories done with 15 seconds rest, as many rounds as you can. So all of a sudden you're getting that heart rate up, you're getting that sweat. Then we go back over onto the Pilates side. And the difference with Strong is we also utilize free weights. There's also a weighted bar too. So it can assimilate anything that you've done in a gym, but you're on a Pilates reformer with cardio.
Yeah, wow.
You don't need
anything.
There's no escaping, basically.
No, and it's like, I tell you what, the bodies, like, it's definitely like people get results doing it. It certainly is. You know, like, but how do you, like, I'm curious as the human beings behind it. Like, that's a lot, you know, between, and I mean, we haven't even shared half of what's going on with you guys. Like, can you hear all this in the background?
No.
Okay, thank God. So I'm super curious, being projectors, and I know you guys aren't fully down the human design rabbit hole, so you might even know what I'm talking about, but you guys, like, you're a mental projector and a self-directed projector. Yes, when you two come together, you actually give each other a lot of energy. You give your root center, and a number of other motors. Like, so you get a lot of energy from each other. But how do you navigate, like, you're at that point where there's a lot of expansion happening all over your life, and you've had a very successful couple of years, but also a very challenging couple of years. Like, how do you guys navigate through the massive lows and the epic highs, and trying to maintain and grow Peachy Fit and grow strong while you've got all this stuff going on at home? Like, how do you even do that?
I get asked this a lot. I feel like a lot of my friends look at me who are now just having their first baby and go, how the fuck have you done all of this? And my response is honestly, like, I love it. I love being mum. I love being a sister. I love being a personal trainer, and I love being in that Pilates studio, giving everyone a strong workout. I feel like when you live and breathe your passion, it's not even a question. Yeah. I feel like, sometimes I stop myself and go, all the things that I might fit in a day, but I'm also conscious now through the journey and the 2 years that we've been through, of just recognizing the internal self too. So, when I might get a little bit snappy, or when that cortisol level starts to rise, have I trained? Probably not. Yeah. So I'm okay, train agree. Or, maybe it's just a dip in the ocean, but just recognizing what my outlets are. Maybe it is speaking to a friend or confiding in my sister, but letting yourself be real, like having that cry, surrendering to the universe, I think has been the biggest lesson for us. And I think it's interesting. It's this knowingness. Everyone was like, oh, right. Ellie, you're moving to Byron and you're just going to do your own business. Fuck yeah. I think we had business cards before we had anything else.
Yeah, we did.
We had the logo and business cards. We didn't have any clients yet.
I wasn't even living here.
I sent them to her in the mail. Guess what? We got business cards. So I just think, like, I'm very honoured and grateful that I've found my path. And whether it is one training session at a time, or just spending time with my kids, I feel like if I'm working and I've got one-on-one PTs, I've got one-on-one PTs. I'm nowhere else. Yeah. When I pick up the kids and I'm home, I'm with the kids and I'm home. So I just feel like it's just making sure you've got that disconnect, because it's really easy to be distracted with your phone going off or the kids nagging at you, but it's all part of it. And I'm like, but we get to exist on a planet floating in absolute abyss. It's all just absolute magic. And, I feel like that is just at the back of my mind. Yeah, I'm very honoured to be in this soul, in this body, having this discussion. I think just gratitude is the biggest for me.
And I think with energy, it's like, it's just within us, and it's such, like I was saying, it's so rewarding, and you guys give us energy too, with how you feel and how you radiate. I say as a personal trainer and a group fitness instructor, you feel the love when they're leaving, when they're happy endorphins are high and they leave the door. But and I was lucky to find my career and my passion at the age of 16 and a half. But it's definitely, I'm feeling it now that I'm in my 30s, of like what's too much and what's not. And I think it definitely comes down to that passion and having that energy. And I feel like everything that we've created, not just together, but me personally, I've manifested the shit out of it. Exactly. Like I manifested having a studio. I manifested the squat rack, the the Toyota Hilux with Peachy Fit written all over it, you know, and you know, then I just feel like once you reach those goals, it's like I said, nothing's impossible. And I feel like we were ready to take that leap and reach the community even more with a franchise like Strong, with the concept that we just know that would work and would benefit Peachy Fit. And now just getting everyone's results, like we do it for them. We see those people loving those classes and feeling our energy and love and being held and supported, knowing that they're not going to get injured. Like, that's what gives us energy, Em. And we, like, I love it so much. And if I can make people enjoy training and look forward to it and get them to have in their calendar their fitness schedule, then the work meetings.
That's me.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, like once you get those PT sessions in, or those, you know, you get organized. And I feel like sometimes it's hard for, you know, people like you're saying that don't have the time. You know, it's easier said than done. You've got to make the time. But I believe putting it in your calendar, planning your week ahead of putting your fitness in first, your meetings, family life, you know, your relaxing time, your work life, everything evolves around that. You know, even if it means putting your running shoes on the toilet seat for you to put them on and get you to the gym rather than pressing snooze, you know, any little habit, I feel like you just practice that. And if it comes, if you train 2 to 3 times a week out of 7 days, you know, you still might have 4 days to rest. I feel like that's when you start to get the results.
Yeah.
How many PT sessions are you doing now, Em? 3?
I do 3. Yeah, 3 PT sessions a week. And then I ride my horse hopefully 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
If it's not freaking raining. But yeah. So, you know, one of the things I just want to say that I think is really important is, like, as much as we haven't fully dived into the challenges you guys have had in your life, like, you've had some really epic challenges. And what I'm always so blown away by is your choice not to be the victim of these things. Like, you know, even the way you train, even the way you train other people, the way you do life, like, you lean into the hard things. You make them fun. You see the potential or the growth from them, or, you know, you see it as an opportunity, not something like you have to do. And I think that in itself is something that you guys just must have cultivated over a life of, well, there's another bit of a punch in the face. I'm just going to choose to see this as another growth opportunity or the potential. And I suppose having each other, I think I said to, I can't remember which one I said it to, but I said to one of you once, I'm like, Jesus, you two are so lucky. It's like, it doesn't matter what happens in your life, you're always going to have each other. Like, you just have that beautiful relationship that so few people get to experience. So yeah,
definitely don't take it for granted. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So, girls, I want you to tell my amazing audience how they can work with you, because obviously there's only a few of them that can actually work with you in person because they're here in Byron or in the Shire. But how else can they find you, you know, be motivated by you? Because I love, like, the let's return hate to dominate shit. Like, that stuff comes out of Sammy's mouth all the time, people. Like, I can't tell you. And, like, I think we have, like, Ellie's motivational whatever written up on the mirror every Monday morning or something. Like,
you have to read while you're working out.
Yeah. And as for that assault bike I can see over your shoulder, it's like, someone should just, if only someone would break in and smash that motherfucker up, I tell you.
It's waiting for you, Em.
It's a love-hate relationship. We know.
I know. It's got my name written all over it.
Yeah.
It's in your next program.
The seat's actually already set to your settings, so we're ready.
Yeah, great. So looking forward to it.
Good question. We always love the face-to-face, obviously, because it's authentic, it's real, we're right here. But obviously when the world all flipped upside down and COVID happened for everybody, we were mid-outdoor group boot camp. So then we decided, let's keep everyone moving. We had about 20, 30 people. We just had a closed Facebook group and we met there. Same day, same time. Ellie and I went to the studio. They could do it at home and we just started doing the workouts with them. That evolved into Peachy Online. because all of a sudden we did have people from Sydney, Melbourne, or everyone in
Singapore.
lockdown just being like, help, I need something. I want to see you girls, can't see you. This is a way I can see you. So Ellie and I just started recording workouts, and, you know, it is literally iPhone on stand quality stuff.
But you have this energy.
Like
exactly. It's great.
Yeah,
I love it.
we're there. We got the music and we started to just do it with everybody. And I'm telling you, we were actually really, really fit. We have workouts that's got a backpack full of clothes or books. We even did a workout with a can
Of peaches.
And we, you know, things like this. We got creative because we understand not everyone is fully equipped with a home gym. No, not everyone has a set of dumbbells or kettlebells and things like this. So we got creative in that regard, using seats, bench seats in a park. So Peachy Online is just on our website, and there's over 70 something workouts on there, and it's only $10 a week. So
no lock-in contract.
Yeah, lots of people just like that, just to have as that little voice inside your head that's like, hey, you can always just do that Peachy workout. You know, if you don't want to go home, if it's raining, can't horse ride, it's okay. I'll just log on. I can just do a workout there. And something really exciting actually that our community here in Byron have been looking forward to is the release of our first ebook. It is 4 weeks to peak fitness, to transform the Peachy Fit way. So we're kind of going to reveal some of our secrets and go back to old school way where you are just sent the PDF. You've got what the workout is. You've got what we would suggest weights wise. We tell you what to set the timer, off you go. So if you're not as much of a visual person and just would rather just be told what to do and do it in your own means, then that's 100% for you. So yeah, for all Emma's listeners, then we're going to give you the first release to that, and it comes with a free mobility ebook as well. So if you're not into foam rolling or mobility, get amongst it. Absolute game changer.
Yeah, oh my God, I was not all over that stuff at all before I discovered you guys. And now, like, everywhere I go, I've always got a bloody ball in my bag or a foam roller somewhere.
It comes traveling with you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. In fact, I also had my yoga block with me this time, and it was really hard to get into the thing. But I'm so obsessed with those. You know those ones where you make me do the heels up or the toes up, touching my toes, like those ones? Like, obsessed with those. So, yes, literally carried a freaking block all over the US just so that I could do that. In hindsight, I could probably have used a lot of other things other than taking a yoga block, but anyway.
Okay, we've got inventive as well.
Soon you'll just be packing a fitness bag.
Yeah, well, you know, soon I think I'll just be packing Sami. So
we'll just come with you.
Exactly. Well, I'll just take you both with us, and then you can train me and T and the rest of the team.
Peachy Fit goes global.
Yeah. I love it.
The ebooks, it's definitely very exciting. It's something that we've had a lot of requests for, you know, just being able to do the workout without having to have the live and the music and us talking. It's just pictures of what to do and the description. And it's designed it's 4 weeks, and you basically sign up for the month. And we just keep you motivated. All your workouts, you don't have to think. It's just, pictures of us telling you what to do. There's strength, there's cardio, there's HIIT, but as well as what we're so passionate about is to prevent injury and adding that foam rolling, and knowing what to do with the foam roller and how to release the muscles just as much as we're making them stronger.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that it's a pathway, you know, that this PDF is like, you know, you start at the beginning and then you do get, you know, to a point, to that peak fitness point, which I think is great. It's also a great tool for traveling and just keeping checked in.
You can do it anywhere. And it goes live tomorrow.
Oh, well, that's exciting. So it'll be live by the time this goes live. So super, super exciting. Hey, where can people find you on social media?
Just Peachy Fit Byron Bay.
Awesome.
Oh, one word.
I love it. You too. You know how much I love you guys. I feel like part of my family, and I am so excited to share you with my audience and your incredible projector wisdom. You know, one of the things that was so significantly different, I just remembered this, that I love about you guys, and as a person now that travels a lot and is basically faced with an unknown gym so often, One of the things I love about the way you train is that you train with free weights and body weight, and you've helped me understand which thing, like, what do I need to pick up for which muscle? You know, for the first time in my life, I think I actually messaged you, Sami, the first time I was away.
You designed your own
This is
program.
Mexico last year, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm in the gym and I've got a whole program for myself and I've got all the things. Like, it was the first time I didn't feel like a freaking nufty, you know, like I'm actually like, I think I've got this worked out. So I also love that you are so specific in the way that you train, that you focus on each exercise, each muscle group, as opposed to just leaving it all up to some, you know, big beefy machine. So that was another thing that I've really loved, because it's given me so much confidence in the gym when you guys aren't around.
Yeah, it's just the functional training. And I feel like in our sessions, as well as online, we like to, you know, we're doing our job right if our clients can not be with us and train safely and, you know, and know what to do. If you walk out and still don't know what you're doing and you've been paying to have a personal trainer or doing online programs, you know, has it been done correctly? And I feel that was a perfect example. And it's such a proud moment for us to, not only are you away from us, you're on holidays, you're working, you've got yourself in a gym in Mexico with different equipment, and we saw your circuit. And it was perfect. I was like, yes, legs,
good girl,
upper body, core.
She's been listening.
You know, and seeing you on your last trip, going up those stairs, like, this is what we mean, Em, like seeing you, your body change, and you're giving so much to the world, and we're just giving you this little bit. And it's just amazing to see. And we just absolutely adore you. And we're so grateful to have you, you know, as part of our Peachy Fit family, that's for sure.
Yes.
Well, right back at you, beautiful humans. I love you both so much. Thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah. Well, I trust everyone out there you got what you needed from today's episode. Thank you so much for being here with us, and I look forward to having you on the next one. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks everyone for being here all the way to the end of the podcast. I hope you got lots of value out of it. I certainly had a lot of fun doing it. Could I please ask that you share this podcast with friends if you found it valuable? And also, bonus points, could you leave a review for me as well on Apple? It would be greatly appreciated. If at any point you would like to be on the podcast, or you've got questions that you'd like me to discuss on the podcast, by all means get on my socials and DM me. Everything you need is there in the show notes. Have an awesome day. Bye for now.